Hi, I'm Keith and welcome to my art studio, where today I'm going to go on kind of a rant about a few things. Right here, I'm going to put some of my artwork up, covering up my newest artwork here, this little colored pencil work, which I have a tutorial on here that you can watch. And that's what I do here. I make art tutorials, lots and lots of them. Last check I had around 450, which is about the same number of subscribers I have. I'd like to have a lot more subscribers. I'm not going to beg you, please subscribe. But the purpose of this video is for you to get to know me, so you're more likely to subscribe and check this stuff out. Now, most of my artwork is sci-fi fantasy. And doing some research on YouTube, I can't find a whole lot of videos or artists who do that. But on Instagram, they're all over the place. But Instagram as an art site, I think, is kind of dead. I get very few followers there. I think at one time it was a big deal, but not really anymore. And I'm more of a YouTuber. I'm also on TikTok, and I have a small TikTok following. So all the videos I make here, I throw on all three sites, of course, because that's what you do in the modern age of social media. So you get to know me. I went to university years and years ago to be an art teacher. So artwork is something I know, and teaching art is something I can do. The one thing I want to rant about is I think people have a problem with my subject matter. The art that I do, this is colored pencil right here, which I just recently got into. Had to teach myself how to do it. I think people who do traditional art, I'm not sure if the traditional is the right word, where you do puppy dogs and kitty cats and landscapes and pots and plants, they don't like this kind of stuff because it turns them off. Even though the techniques I use to make this stuff is universal. I mean, highlights and shadows, it's the same no matter what you do. And I've made a few videos in the past, I did a goat and some chickens and a parrot and a couple other things, thinking maybe I could attract a different audience, and it didn't really help. I don't know why. I've done some research with my vidIQ, it's a service I subscribe to, and art tutorials is just not a big deal. It's a low volume thing, and it really surprises me. I got into this early on in my life. As a kid, I was into Mad Magazine, Heavy Metal Magazine, and all that fantasy Frank Frazetta stuff. And it's influenced me my entire life, and that's how I can do this stuff. And sometimes I wonder, maybe I'm wasting my time because I can't find a following, but I know there is one. I know there's a huge following. It's just, here's a rant for me. Here's a rant. YouTube lets me see where they put my videos, on what pages and whatnot. And I don't understand YouTube at all because they throw my stuff on the weirdest pages that have nothing to do with art whatsoever. I mean, it's no wonder I can't get any views or subscribers because I don't understand. I mean, I use all the right keywords. I use the right titles, the right thumbnails. I used vidIQ. I mean, I use all the things I'm supposed to use to get to the right spot, yet YouTube puts me in the weirdest places. So I feel like I'm being sabotaged by the very company that I'm trying to get onto. I mean, at 446 subscribers, it's not terrible. It's not horrible, but I think I should be doing much better than this. And here I am complaining. Because I put hours and hours. This little guy right here, if you watch the video, it took me probably 3 hours to draw him. Probably took me another 2 hours to make the video and get it online. And, go back and watch this, subscribe to my channel and go back and look at my stuff. I don't know if art tutorials is a big deal, especially in the age of AI. And don't get me started on AI, because I think AI is great for lazy people and people who don't want to put in the work. If you want to type a prompt and get some artwork that looks like plastic made by a robot, if that makes you happy, that's fantastic. Here's a funny story. I'm also a writer and a musician, right? So we all know ChatGPT, whatever it's called, will write a book for you. And there's another service my brother uses. I'm a musician. I've written and recorded many songs. But my brother goes online and he types in a prompt and his lyrics, and it pops out a song for him. He didn't have to learn how to play guitar. He didn't have to learn how to play bass. He didn't have to learn musical scales. It just does it for him. It's lazy and it's pathetic. And, to most people out there, and this is the worst part of it, to most people, The audience, they don't care. They just don't care. As long as they can get it for free, that's all that matters. It's like this. I also run a photography hobby where I do a lot of youth sports and whatnot. And as long as I'm taking pictures of parents' kids and stuff, they love it. They love it. They're not going to pay me a dime for it. People love their free stuff, the free stuff, and I learned how to do photography. I learned that it ties right in with my art stuff, composition, lighting, all that stuff. I mean, being an artist and a writer and musician, it's all very artsy stuff. But so the AI stuff to me, I think it's going to be a bump in the road. I think eventually it'll even out and people will get tired of it. It's like CGI in movies. People get tired of CGI in movies. They want to see some practical effects. I think people get tired of the cartoony looking crap that's out there. And I've seen some really horrible cartoony crap. And I don't want to see cartoony crap. I want to see the human beings. Art is about human beings. It's not about robots. It's not. Unless the art is like C-3PO is the art, because you've created it, that's fine. But I don't want to see the art that C-3PO makes. I don't want to see that, because I don't think that computer-generated AI is art in the least. It's lazy for people who don't want to put in the work, and they want the easy route. And businesses will use it because it can put people out of work. And, but I think eventually people are going to catch on to this, and they're going to see the CGI stuff. I've been watching the TV recently. I've seen some commercials, and they're just horrible, cartoony looking CGI crap where even the words don't match the mouth. It's just terrible. And of course, it'll get better. Better. We'll have lots of people out of work, and not that artists ever had a job in the first place. I mean, I knew going back in the day that if I was an art teacher, I would never find a job as an artist. I know there's people out there trying to do it. They go to art shows and they do art in the park, and they try to become members of galleries and whatnot. But it's a tough living to make, and I don't think most people make a living at it. And the ones who claim they do probably aren't doing as good as they say they are. I should just shut up before I get behind, because why do I bother to do this if I hate it so much? I don't hate it. I love this stuff. I love it. I love the way it looks. I love what I can do. As a human being, as an artist, I love what I can do and what you can do, not what your pet robot can do. I don't want to see it. So that's my rant on AI. I think it's a bump in the road. It's going to smooth out eventually. People are going to get wise to it. And, I know that Chat GPT does the writing. Authors are doomed. Painters are doomed. Songwriters are doomed. And I'm just tired of it. So let's move on to something else like this. Like recently, like today, I'm going to go to Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm from Nebraska. And we're going to go to the art store. And I'm going to buy some more colored pencils because I'm really digging this colored pencil stuff. If you follow my page, this page started with acrylic painting. Lots of acrylic painting. I was painting on canvases, just canvas after canvas, until I got so many of them, I had to start giving them away because people aren't going to buy this stuff from me. So I have a couple of young friends of my children who like this stuff because my artwork my fan base, according to YouTube, is males between 15 and 35. And that makes sense because I started doing this stuff at that age. I mean, I started doing that when I was probably 15. That's when Star Wars came out for me, so I'm kind of locked into that time frame. I'm not totally stuck, but that's what I enjoy doing. So, this kind of stuff I learned out of Mad Magazine, and I don't know what Mad Magazine is like today, but when I was a kid, it was pretty cool. I was a big fan of Mort Drucker. I do caricature art. I've done it in malls and post-prom parties and whatnot. And I learned a lot of my ink wash technique from that magazine. So, what am I talking about now? I'm talking about how much this was cool. I really enjoy this now. This colored pencil stuff. I have never done it before, and because I thought it was like child stuff for kids. It's not. Colored pencils is awesome. It's really super cool. And so what I do is I do mixed media. So this has colored pencil in it, has ink wash. If you don't know what ink wash is, it's basically you take ink, you can water it down into a gray tone, and then paint it on like paint. This also has some acrylic paint mixed in it as well, and some little bit of airbrush paint. So this has 4 different kinds of artwork mixed into one on this gray halftone paper. And I just love the way it looks. I can do my cross-hatching. I can do all my cartoon-related artwork on this. It's fun. If anything, I guess this YouTube page is probably never going to make me a dime, but it's a good place for me to put my work because eventually I had so many canvases going, I just had them stacked up behind me in this room. I couldn't do it anymore. So I started buying the paper. I thought, well, paper's kind of cheap, you know what? But I've already filled up two different stacks of those, like 60 sheets in a book. And now I've moved on to this stuff. You know, it's $5 per board. It's kind of expensive, but it looks fantastic. So one day I'll probably take this to a garage sale, probably sell them for $1 each because I don't know who's going to buy this stuff from me. I really don't, especially here in Nebraska, ultra conservative Nebraska. If you don't have a cow or some corn or a tractor in your picture, you're not going to sell it. It's just, there's not a lot of sci-fi fantasy around here. I feel like I'm an anomaly where I live, and I probably am. I probably should be located on the coast, you know, where things are more free thinking. I don't know. But no, I enjoy this. I can do it anywhere, and I'm trying to build a following. So have I ranted enough? I mean, I want more subscribers. I'd love to be monetized. If I can get 1,000 subscribers, you know, what was it, 4,000 hours of watch time, I could be monetized. Even then, it's not a lot of money, but it's kind of a vanity metric. You know, I'm vain. I'm vain. I put the work in. I'm not lazy. I'm not AI. I spent time. I had to think about that. I had to think about the highlights. I had to think about the shadows. I had to think about the structure, how that was going to work. You know, the hair on that is just awesome. I think it's just cooler than heck. And, you know, I can't get that from AI. I could tell AI all day long, you know, do the hair that way. I'm not going to get it. I'm going to get some plasticky looking piece of crap that I wouldn't put in a frame and hang anywhere. But there are people who will. And that's the sad, sad truth. Don't be one of those people. And thank you for watching my rant video. Have a good day.